My love, I want to tell you something that has been sitting in my heart for a while. Sometimes life takes us through moments we never expected, and sometimes our feelings become complicated in ways we never planned. I never imagined that I would find myself thinking about someone else, but it happened when I started feeling something change between us. I remember the time when everything felt different. Your messages used to bring a smile to my face, your words used to make my day better, and your presence felt like the safest place I could find. You were someone I looked forward to talking to, someone I wanted to share every little thing with. But slowly, something started changing. The connection we once had began feeling distant, and the warmth that used to be between us started fading. I tried to ignore the feeling. I tried to convince myself that it was just a phase, that things would go back to the way they were. I kept holding on to the memories, the promises, and the moments that made me believe we were special. But somewhere along the way, I started feeling lonely even when you were there. That loneliness made me notice things I never wanted to notice. I started appreciating the little efforts from someone else. I started enjoying conversations that made me feel heard again. I found myself smiling because someone was showing me the attention and care that I had been missing. It was confusing because a part of me still cared about you deeply. You were not just a person in my life, you were a chapter that meant so much to me. I didn't want to replace you, and I didn't want to hurt you. But feelings sometimes grow in places where we least expect them. I found myself liking someone else when you began to become distant, when the conversations became shorter, when the effort started feeling one-sided, and when I started wondering if I still mattered to you. It wasn't about finding someone better than you. It was about finding someone who made me feel valued at a time when I felt invisible. I want you to know that I never forgot the good times we shared. I still remember your kindness, your laughter, and the moments when we felt like we could face anything together. Those memories will always have a place in my heart, but love needs more than memories. Love needs effort, understanding, communication, and the feeling that both people are choosing each other every day. When that feeling started disappearing, a part of me started searching for it somewhere else. Maybe I should have spoken sooner. Maybe I should have told you how I felt instead of keeping everything inside. Maybe things could have been different if we both tried harder. But I also learned that feelings cannot always be controlled. Sometimes the heart reacts to the way it is treated. I don't want this message to sound like blame. I don't want you to think that you were never enough. You were important to me, and you still are. But there were moments when I needed you, and I felt like I was standing alone. The person I started liking came into my life when I was missing the little things. The simple conversations. The excitement. The feeling of being appreciated. And that reminded me of what I had been craving for so long. I am not writing this to hurt you. I am writing this because you deserve honesty. You deserve to know what was happening inside my heart. I never wanted to hide my feelings or pretend everything was perfect when it wasn't. Sometimes two people can care about each other and still lose their way. Sometimes love exists, but the connection changes. Sometimes someone new appears and shows us feelings we thought we had lost forever. I will always respect what we had. I will always be grateful for the memories. You were a beautiful part of my story, and nothing can erase that. But I also have to be honest about where my heart is now. I hope you understand that this wasn't something I planned. I didn't wake up one day and decide to feel this way. It happened slowly, through moments, through emotions, through the spaces where I felt alone. If there is one thing I want you to know, it is that I never wanted to hurt you. I only wanted to feel loved, understood, and important. And when I started feeling those things from someone else, I couldn't ignore what my heart was telling me. Maybe this is the end of one chapter, or maybe it is a moment for us to understand each other better. Whatever happens, I hope we remember the good things and respect the journey we shared. You will always be someone who mattered to me. Thank you for the memories, the lessons, and the moments that shaped my heart. I truly hope you find happiness, love, and someone who makes you feel as special as you deserve to feel.